Okay, and we are here with another G.I. Joe Classified series opening, and this is Snake Eyes and Timber Alpha Commandos. So you notice there's two figures here. So that's as Tyrese said in I think it was Fast and the Furious 6, 7, one of them, double alphas. Yeah. So yeah, we got Snake Eyes himself in his 1982 inspired commando gear, and Timber, his friend, the wolf. I don't call him a pet because he's not a pet. He's Snake Eyes' friend. I say this because, Stalker said, he's a wolf. He don't eat Alpo and he don't need no walkies. So this is a wolf that has decided to become the companion of Snake Eyes rather than uh, uh, an animal that Snake Eyes has really sort of, taken as a pet. I see them as being kind of like uh, spiritual brothers in a way, where it's like there's like this deep metaphysical connection between man and canine. So you can see there's a lot of cool weapons in here. The back has this piece of artwork that we're familiar with from G.I. Joe classified figures. Nice piece of artwork, but I think it's probably time to add some new stuff to this. Like they probably need to have some cross sell with the characters that you can buy. Uh, there's a piece of artwork of Snake Eyes here, and another piece over here on the side. It's kind of reflective, so it's kind of hard to tell, but you got Snake Eyes himself, and it looks like there's an actual snake in between them, and then Timber down at the bottom. And then you've got these esoteric symbols over here. I'm not quite sure what they mean. If anybody from Hasbro is watching, please bring back the file cards. Even if it's the kind of lame file cards that the retro figures have, where it's just one line repeated in several languages, at least it tells us something about the characters. But anyway, let's go ahead and open it up. There's not too much more to say about the packaging, I don't think. Let me just figure out where it opens. It looks like it opens at the top. So I'm going to take my handy dandy X-Acto knife and slice through the tape. No more tape at the sides, I'm making sure. And seems like a fairly simple open so far, doesn't it? Okay, and then the tray slides right out of here. We can see that there's this Star and Stripes G.I. Joe logo in the background. Again, that's a piece of artwork we've seen before, but I still think it's pretty cool. And then Snake Eyes is kitted out with all kinds of accessories here. And you can tell that one accessory that's missing that is very much associated with Snake Eyes is he does not have a katana. He does not have his typical ninja sword. And that's because this is based on the 1982 figure, and that figure did not have a sword. But, if you want to get a sword for him, I would suggest going to the Marauder Gunrunner site and picking one up from there. Or, I think that the swords that come with the basic $10 Snake Eyes movie figures, I think those should be close enough to the size that can fit in these characters' hands. And also, if I remember correctly, the backpacks for those figures can also fit on here. So you could kit this figure out with a sword and sheath from one of those figures. But let's go ahead and get these accessories out. And first, I'm going to pull out these that are taped over here, because I want to get this out of the way. I think it might be easier just to cut through it with the knife. And it looks like we have a silencer. And this is probably going to be a piece that's easy to lose, so let's be really careful with this. I'm going to set it actually at the edge of the keyboard here, so that'll hold it in place. And then we got this really cool knife. This knife looks awesome. Hopefully it will actually fit in the knife sheath, unlike the one that came with the first classified Snake Eyes. Oh, and this pistol's taped in here too, so I should take that out. This, like the pistol that came with heavy artillery roadblock, or whatever they call that, the G1 style roadblock. Like that one, this is a much more realistic looking pistol than the kind of nerfy looking guns that these have been coming with a lot. But you can have a look-see there. You see a little bit of a clip sticking out there. There's a lot of good detail on this gun. It looks slightly like a Desert Eagle. Like I said, not quite the size of the one that came with Roadblock. Again, it's a little smaller. There's a joke in there somewhere. I'll let you guys find that. Seems like it's made out of some good plastic. But yeah, if you look at the way the trigger guard is, it's a trigger guard kind of in the style of like a Desert Eagle, where it has that kind of swoop to the front of it. I don't know if it's based on any real world gun other than that, but it looks like a nice, automatic pistol. It's realistic looking, even if it's not based on a particular real world gun. And let's see here. I'm guessing that the silencer will fit right on the end of that. What do you know? There we go. So we all know that Snake Eyes is like when Roadblock makes chili, silent but deadly. So yeah, and then we got a couple of more guns here, and this one is like a type of rifle. Again, I don't know if this is based on any real world rifle or not, but it does look to me like it's at least leaning a little more realistically than a lot of the weapons in this series have. I'm not like a gun expert, so I don't know if it's based on a real world weapon or not, but it looks like there's not only the grip to fire the weapon, but also a foregrip, so that's pretty nice. It does look like some of the rifles that Snake Eyes came with in later releases. It's kind of similar to that. It's got a really long stock, so I'm wondering how well he's going to hold that. We have this submachine gun here, which to me, and again, I'm not like an expert on guns, but this reminds me of like an H&K. So I like that one. That one's pretty cool. This is, other than the Uzi, this is the type of gun that I most associate with Snake Eyes. A lot of times, if I would wind up losing the Uzi as a kid, I would try to get a submachine gun that looked like this, because I always liked those. And the final weapon that Snake Eyes comes with is, of course, the Uzi. What would a Snake Eyes figure be without an Uzi? It would be the first classified figure that they put out. And also the movie one. They didn't either one come with Uzis. In fact, the movie one didn't come with any guns at all. But this comes with an awesome looking Uzi. And I am all for this. I'm very happy to finally have a proper Uzi come with a classified figure. I had to reduce myself with the, I don't know if I got it over here or not. Maybe it's around here somewhere. Because I know I had some classifieds that I was messing around with. Yeah, here he is. So this is the previous classified figure. Not the movie one, but the from the real classified line. From the main classified line. And you can see I do have an Uzi for him. But this is one that came with like some cheap, 3 3/4 inch 5-point of articulation soldiers. The ones that come with weapons that are like way out of scale and way too big for them to actually use. Well, one of them had an Uzi, so I was able to get it and give it to this Snake Eyes. So I just kind of wanted to compare the two Uzis in size. And you can see that the one that came with 3 3/4 inch figures is actually even a little bit bigger than the classified one, which I think is a little more realistically scaled with this figure. But, whatever. I still think that this works pretty well for this. It certainly works better than him having no Uzi at all. He came with some kind of weird, funky, type of submachine gun. It wasn't necessarily bad, but I wanted a real Uzi for him, so that was what I got from him. Anyway, let's get back to talking about the figures at hand, because I've still got a few more things to pull out of this package, namely the figures themselves. And first, the Timbers accessory, his one accessory that he comes with, is an alternate snarling head, and that looks badass. I am really thrilled. I'm gonna, instantly, as soon as I take this out of the package, that head's going on there, because that looks awesome. So we'll do Timber first. We'll address him first of all. And he is really cool looking. You can see there's the calmer head that's on there. And you'll notice that there is like a scar over his eye. Look at that, and like going down the snout. And it's on this one too. So that's really cool. That gives him a little more character. It's a little something that says that this specifically is Timber, not just any old wolf. It's something that like makes it so we can recognize him instantly. and that's really cool. Plus, think about this. The original G.I. Joe figures, like the one I have up there, all had a scar on their face. And even a lot of these classified figures, like Duke has a little scar on his face, and Flint has a little scar on his face. Timber has a G.I. Joe scar. He's a member of the team, too, even though he's a wolf. So how cool is that? So I'm going to take this head off. This is not a bad head. It's a nice head for when we wanted to be a little more in a relaxed state, but this snarling head is just so cool. I gotta pop it on there right now because I want to see how it looks on there. And man, that's a tight fit. I think what I would recommend to anybody out there that gets this set is before you pop it on, hit it with a hairdryer first, and it might go on a little more easily. I was almost afraid I was going to break the thing. So he's got like an articulation here at the base of the neck, and of course this one up here at the top of the head, where the head meets the neck, I mean. And he's got a lot of good articulation. A lot of this is on good ball joints. So he can, you can lift the leg up here at, I'm not sure what you call that joint. I'm not a veterinarian. And then there's another joint. This one's just an up and down. This one's just an up and down, but that can go all the way around this way, up and down this way. This one can go all the way around that way, up and down this way. And it looks like all the legs have that same sort of pattern. So that's really cool. So you could get Timber into pretty much any position I think that you could get like a real wolf or a real dog into. So it'll be really cool to see. Hopefully they'll do some more characters that have dogs, like, Law and Order or Mutt and Junkyard, or maybe even have Sandstorm come with Dusty. Who knows? But yeah, I'm seeing if I can get him into a position where he's sitting. There's an articulation here at the middle, so you could probably get him into a pretty good position where he's sitting. It doesn't fold up like all the way, but I think close enough that you could probably get it into a pretty good pose there. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a nice pose where he's kind of looking like he's about to pounce at the bad guys, like he sees a cobra and he's getting ready to pounce at him. Yeah, he's awesome. Timber makes this set worth buying alone, because like even if like you're hardcore into like the 1985 Snake Eyes and you're not sold on the 1982 version, it's worth getting for Timber. He would look really good with this Snake Eyes too, I think. How about that? Look at them paired up together. Yeah, that looks great. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Timber, so I'm going to set him aside. Timber's pretty awesome. I'm really happy with Timber. Let's have a look at Snake Eyes himself. And like has been typical with these classified figures, no rubber bands holding them into the package, no plastic ties, none of those little tabs that I can't stand. So take note, Mattel. That's how you do this. Just have them embedded in the plastic. All right, so Snake Eyes, of course, is colored entirely in black, as he should be. It looks like there's very few points on here where it's not black. But I'll point out, first of all, there is a little G.I. Joe emblem right here. Little teeny tiny one. It's the same star with the stripes that we saw on the insert in the package. It looks like it might have some other kind of little, like two, is it 2 zeros? I don't know. I can't quite tell. Maybe I need better light. I've got my overhead light on, but whatever. So yeah, got a lot of detail on this vest, lots of little ammo packs. Those are kind of small. I guess those were for the pistols. But, some more little pouch over here. I do kind of wish that he'd had a demolitions pack, which I don't think he had. Like how the 1982 one actually came with like a demolition satchel, and you could kind of hang it over his shoulder. It doesn't seem like this one came with one. I don't think it came with one. I was so distracted by all the other cool stuff I didn't think to look. But, you know, I'm not going to complain because we got a lot of cool weapons in here for Snake Eyes to play around with. So, you know, I'm just going to be happy with what I got. But it would have been nice to have that satchel. I'm just saying. Maybe if they do another Snake Eyes down the line, which wouldn't surprise me, maybe they'll include a satchel with that and we can toss it onto this guy. So, backpack hole, even though it doesn't come with a backpack, but if you want to put some kind of backpack on there, there's the hole to do that with. This body looks to me like it's the same body that was used on Beachhead. Do I have Beachhead around here? Thought I had a Beachhead somewhere that was one that I was going to use for a custom. But it doesn't look like I do. So, but I think it's the same body as Beachhead. It has that same sort of sweater look to the arms and pouches on the sleeves. So, but that's a good body, so I'm glad to have an extra one. And you can see that Snake Eyes is wearing the distinctive mask of the 1982 version. Not the visored version from the 85 version, but the one with the kind of flat goggles. And got the little vents underneath there, which to me, that just screams Snake Eyes. I'll be honest, I didn't have the 85 figure as a kid. And even if I did, I thought the 82 one was a little bit cooler. So, like, I do kind of feel like that the 1985 design is more iconic, especially at this point. The visor is certainly a more unique thing than the goggles, because lots of characters have goggles, but only Snake Eyes really has that visor. So, a lot of good articulation on him, of course, as is usual with the classifieds. Got the double elbows, the double knees, very detailed in terms of the sculpt, lots of wrinkles in the fabric and things like that. I kind of pulled this holster down a little bit further on his leg than it was originally, and this is where, obviously, the gun will go, the pistol, so there we go, and it's even got, like, a little spot over here to hold the silencer, so he can be holding all of that. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's anywhere to hold these extra rifles. I suppose you can maybe make some straps for him or something, but it looks like he's only going to be able to take 2 guns into battle with him, because he's going to be able to take what he can hold. This knife, is it going to fit into this sheath? Oh, it's snug. I don't think I have it facing the right way, though. And no, I want to have it facing out that way, because that would be the way that he would most likely grip it. It is really snug, but I did manage to get the knife all the way into the sheath, which is a lot more than I could say for the first Snake Eyes in this line. You can see, like, I don't even have the knife in his sheath here because I couldn't get it to fit hardly at all. So maybe one day I'll find a knife that'll fit in there. That'll be cool. But for now, he's just knifeless. But he's got a big-ass sword, so you don't really need a knife. This Snake Eyes does not have a sword. He definitely needs a knife. So yeah, that's cool. So let's go ahead and see how he looks with his accessories. And first I'm going to do this submachine gun, because I really like this submachine gun. And I've been thinking about doing Shockwave, a custom Shockwave. Maybe that's what I'll do with that extra Beachhead that I have. And if I do, I might wind up giving him this gun, because I think this will be good for Shockwave. I'm going to bend his finger out a little bit and see if maybe I can fit it into the trigger guard. There we go. It's like these hands on these figures are kind of a double-edged sword. Because on one hand, they grip their guns really well. And I don't have to worry about them dropping their guns. And that's a good thing. But on the other hand, since they grip the guns so tightly, it's kind of difficult to get the guns into the hands. But, you know, it is what it is. It's like, I think I'd rather have the guns not fall out of the hands. Like, struggle with them for a little bit, and then, then have them falling on the hands all the time. So here he is with this rifle. And I do like this rifle. It's pretty cool, but I don't think I'm going to have him use the rifle all that often. Let's see how he can hold it in a two-hand grip. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can kind of wrap the thumb and the forefinger, at the very least, around that. We can get it into a position where it looks like he's holding it very well. This is a really cool rifle, and I do like it quite a bit. But I don't know if it's gonna be the one that I use for Snake Eyes the most, because it's a good rifle for him. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as iconic as the Uzi, and the Uzi is the one I'm gonna have to stick with. So I'll probably wind up giving this to another character. Maybe I'll give it to Duke so he doesn't have to deal with that Nerf gun anymore. I don't know. Marauder's got a lot of good 6-inch accessories that they're selling, so I'll probably try some of those. I know that new Action Force line has all these really cool weapons kits coming out with lots of really cool, detailed, realistic weapons. So I will probably outfit my G.I. Joes with some of those. But yeah, this is actually a really good rifle. So this is one I will definitely use for something. I just haven't decided what yet. So, but as for Snake Eyes himself, like, how can I not put him with the Uzi? Which, of course, is the definitive Snake Eyes weapon. I'd say even more than him coming with a sword. Because, of course, the original Snake Eyes, like I said before, didn't come with a sword. But he did come with an Uzi. And the version 2 in the vintage line came with an Uzi. The version 3 came with an Uzi. The version 4 came with some kind of weird submachine gun that was kind of vaguely Uzi-like. That reminds me. Let's see if I didn't do this before. Let's see if we can put the silencer on the Uzi as well, because I know we could do that with the 3 3/4 inch Snake Eyes that they put out for Pursuit of Cobra. And sure enough, you can put that silencer on the Uzi too, and that looks really cool. So this is a great Snake Eyes figure, especially if you're a fan of the 1982 figures. If you're into that 013 team, this is the Snake Eyes to get, because he is definitely that 1982 Snake Eyes, and that's really cool. Now, I know that the 85 one, like I said, probably a little more iconic at this point, and, probably my personal preferred look for the character. But at the same time, like I said, the version 1 of Snake Eyes was my favorite of the vintage figures. Maybe the 89. The 89 was really cool too. But I was the weird kid who actually liked version 1 of Snake Eyes better than version 2. Yeah, he came with cooler accessories. He came with a wolf. He came with a sword. He came with the same Uzi. He came with a backpack. But this Snake Eyes is just so cool. And he's so iconic, and he deserves to be represented in my collection, even if I already have, like, the 85 Snake Eyes. It's kind of like with Batman, and how, like, you can have a blue and gray Batman, and you can have an all-black Batman, and you can have, like, a first appearance Batman, where he's got the little purple gloves and the ears that stick out the side. And for me, like, I want to have different versions of Snake Eyes. I want to have this, more ninja-like one with the visor, and I want to have this one with the goggles and, where he's more in the commando sort of style. So it's good to have different versions of different characters, and especially ones like Snake Eyes, where they're so iconic and such a big part of the line. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe, and all the other fun YouTube stuff down below. Tell me what you think about this Snake Eyes figure, and what you think about Timber. And they look great together, don't they? Isn't that cool? I just love that snarling head. It's got so much character to it. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. What was your favorite Snake Eyes from the vintage line? I can't talk. What was your favorite Snake Eyes from the vintage line, even? Let me know that, because I'm curious about that. So that's pretty much it for this time. Take care. Bye, everybody.